Aloha and welcome to Outside Hawaii. I'm Jen Boniza. On today's show, we return to Kona and learn more about the status of Hawaii's monk seals and what some people are doing to help. On the first part of the show, we have some fantastic critter cam footage from National Geographic. We hope this perspective will help counter some of the misleading information and false impressions of this critically endangered mammal. We'll also have a quick look at Kahaluu, the brand new Hawaiian monk seal hospital in Kona. Later, we return to Kahaluu Beach Park and visit with Cindy Punihauole. Her Reef Teach volunteers are outreaching to visitors and locals about coral and their relationship to all ocean creatures. The story of our Hawaiian monk seal is also an important component of their ocean education agenda. On the third part of today's show, Keoki Stender shares tips on basic scuba maintenance. Keoki talks story about a couple of common gear mistakes scuba divers make. Finally, we return to Kahakai Elementary in Kona and learn more about what the students of Miss Foyle's 4th grade class are doing to spread the story of Hawaii's monk seal. Please stay with us. When we return from the break, we'll have some amazing critter cam footage of the Hawaiian monk seal. Mahalo.
Jen Boniza's wardrobe is provided by Missing Polynesia.
Please keep your distance and respect our marine wildlife.
You wouldn't want someone to do this to your home.
Hey, don't you know how to knock?
Why are we doing it to theirs? Give the reef a break. You can make a huge difference.
How about a fish sandwich?
Only 50 years ago, our state bird, the nene, was down to about 30 wild birds. Since then, dedicated people have worked hard to save it. Today, the Koloa maoli, Hawaii's native duck, is also facing extinction. One big reason? Introduced mallards are interbreeding with the koloa. This could mean the end of this unique species. There's still time to save them, and we need your help. Don't feed the mallards. If you have ducks, keep them penned.
Denture wearers, do you have problems chewing your food, sore spots, or feel uncomfortable in business or social situations? Dr. Michael Nishime is a board-certified implant dentist who has over 20 years of experience. Have your entire dental implant treatment completed by Dr. Nishime in a world-class facility offering many solutions to your problems, such as implant-supported over dentures, fixed implant-supported bridges, single-tooth implants, and a smile makeover. Call today for a complimentary exam and x-rays. As we mentioned on our last show, the Hawaiian monk seal population in the main islands of Hawaii has increased to about 150 individuals. However, overall, monk seal numbers are declining, so this Hawaiian mammal is definitely still on the critically endangered species list.
There are many untrue and misleading stories about Hawaiian monk seals. Most of this misinformation has unfolded in the last 20 or so years. In that time, the population of Hawaiian monk seals within the main islands of Hawaii has grown to about 150 to 200 individuals. Because our monk seals were probably hunted down in the main islands, the vast majority of folks over 50 and many earlier generations never saw monk seals resting on the beaches or shorelines of their home islands. This is a relatively new thing, so it's understandable that misinformation about monk seals is being spread. As we mentioned, the monk seal population in the main islands has increased. This fact has probably caused folks to assume monk seals are doing well overall. They are not. In fact, the Hawaiian monk seal is critically endangered, which means that they have a very real chance of disappearing if something is not done to prevent this from happening. National Geographic has generously provided us with their Critter Cam footage of Hawaiian monk seals foraging. We hope this will help validate what scientists have learned about the eating habits of monk seals and to also lessen the emotional impact of the misinformation. One of the more common myths is their impact on fishing. The seals consume a wide variety of organisms, not just fish. Many of the fish species they eat and the habitats these species occur in are not targeted by fishermen. Much of this misinformation occurs because our Hawaiian monk seals interact with humans when they are returning to resting sites. These foraging regions may be over 1,000 feet deep and over 50 miles away. The scientists use the term driveway effect, which means our seals must use the shallows when going and coming from their resting spots, just like everyone has to use their driveway when going and coming from their homes. Although seals are most often seen in shallow, nearshore areas, this does not mean they spend most of their time foraging there. Other myths: monk seals eat 400 pounds of fish per day, or monk seals eat their weight in fish per day. Fact: no large carnivore or meat-eating animal consumes its body weight each day. Our Hawaiian monk seals eat about 5% of their body weight. Myth: monk seals are not from Hawaii. They are being brought in by the government. Fact: monk seals are native to the Hawaiian Islands, and they were here over 1 million years before humans arrived. The main Hawaiian Islands, the subpopulation is growing naturally, with or without translocation. Myth: our monk seal population will explode like other invasive species. Fact: monk seals are not alien species. The biology of slow-growing native monk seals is very different from Hawaii's invasive fish, plant, and land mammal species. The Marine Mammal Center is the only non-governmental organization operating under a stranding agreement with the National Marine Fisheries Service for work with the Hawaiian monk seal. It is the only organization to create a purpose-built medical facility for this species, and the only one to pair our first-hand rehabilitation work with education.
We've been working on building this hospital for years, and we finally completed the pens and pools in July. And so I moved over here, it's been about a year ago, trying to get our volunteers ready for the animals to come in, get them trained up. So we're here to rehabilitate the Hawaiian monk seals and that are sick or injured, and then put them back out wherever they came from.
Education is a key component of the Marine Mammal Center. Kekai Ola, which means the healing sea, will be an important place not only for the rehabilitation of injured or sick monk seals, it'll also be a hub for local people to volunteer and share the story of Hawaii's marine mammal.
If we don't save them now, we're not going to have any for our children to be able to see. I mean, often people will say, monk seals? I don't see any monk seals. It's because there's not that many left. There's only 200 left in the main Hawaiian Islands, and there's 900 up in the northwestern Hawaiian Islands. So we have 1,100 left, and if we don't save them now, we're going to lose them.
Hawaii's reefs are home to a dazzling array of marine life. But in some areas, invasive snowflake coral and alien seaweeds are spreading silently, devastating the marine ecosystem. There are ways you can help protect our reefs. Don't spread invasive seaweed. Clean your gear of all seaweed before moving to another spot. And never dump your aquarium. Help protect Hawaii, because a living reef gives our islands life.
No wonder there's no fish. Their homes are all messed up.
Yep. More junk on the reef means less habitat for fish. Please get rid of your trash properly. help save our reefs and the fish that live there.
Wait, isn't that?
Yeah? Let's go take a picture, hurry.
If you don't like it, what makes you think they do? Please keep your distance and respect our marine wildlife.
Within the mission to save Hawaiian monk seals, many lessons have been learned. Building relationships within communities that are wary of outsiders is one such lesson.
Many scientists like to use the term anthropogenic, which basically means our impact on the environment. For our Hawaiian monk seals, their critically endangered status has much to do with human activity. Education is one of the most important tools we can use if we are to save Hawaii's monk seals. At Kahaluu Beach Park in Kona, Hawaii, the Kohala Center and Cindy Punihaole are reaching out annually to over 400,000 visitors and locals. They've established an education center. Their Reef Teach volunteers educate ocean users about the importance of corals to nearshore ecosystems and to the communities that depend on healthy reefs. Many ancient coral structures and coral polyps were being trashed and destroyed when snorkelers stood on them. The Education Center was created in part to save the bay from this mostly unintentional abuse. This outreach and education effort is really only possible because of a strongly committed volunteer base that believes in the concept of malama, or stewardship. The Owens family, mom Cameron, daughter Aina, and son Max, are typical of the volunteers at the Kahaluu Bay Education Center. They've made the decision to invest their time and to give back.
I think it's important. Definitely our Earth is in trouble, and I think it starts with the children, teaching them conservation and that environmental issues are important from a young age. I think it was lacking in their education before, so we really wanted to make that a part of what they're learning now and make that one of our goals.
It's a pretty special place. It's a pretty beautiful place. If you go snorkeling out there, it's pretty beautiful. And to destroy something like that is, I don't think any of us wants to do that.
Some of the challenges of doing outreach and education are choosing to listen first instead of imposing or inflicting an agenda on a community that may have trust issues with outsiders.
As Cindy Punahale loves to say, take care of the people and the animals will be okay, and she's totally right. We had our local female seal, Waimanu, W34, had a pup November 11th, 2013 at Keoki Beach Park, which is on the northern end of our island. And this is a community that some of the people that go to that park every single day, their father used to own that land, and so they grew up there. And we came in as volunteers and we're very passionate about, we have a pup, we want to protect it, we want to make sure that a mom is very overprotective of a pup, so if people get too close, they could get injured. So our mission was to help people understand how to be around a mom and a pup, because it's a very highly sensitive situation, and not get injured. And some of the people there felt like we maybe came in a little too soon and we didn't engage with them, and it's really their park. So we learned a really good lesson about really working with people and discussing it and explaining our side, and they explained their side, and then together we figured out a plan, to pup sit and be with this animal that worked for everybody, and they got to use their park, and we worked really hard to not get in their way. And it was a hard lesson, but everybody worked together to resolve that. And to me, that's a good outreach experience that results in some education.
This may be hard for some folks to understand and accept, but choosing the right messenger or outreach person is critical for building relationships in many of our rural communities.
I have seen fishermen who have said to me, Cindy, you know, if I saw one of those monk seals, I'd conk them on the head. But you've been so nice to my children, I will have to think twice when I see one again. It is getting to the keys to their heart, and sometimes through their children. That is how we do it. So we try our very best. We touch everyone. We explain what needs to be done, why we want to keep them wild. But at the same time, we want to take care of our people. The monk seal can take care of himself. He's strong or she's strong. It's the people that need to come together and love each other.
Mokulele Airlines is Hawaii's favorite airline and most dependable island hopper. Climb aboard. Your adventure begins with Mokulele Airlines. Win free tickets on Mokulele. Text Mokulele to HNN 808 to enter. Mokulele Airlines, the favorite choice to island hop.
The word is malama.
Could you define that, please?
Malama? It means caring for our environment, like keeping our oceans clean.
Wait, I thought I meant protecting our native plants
No,
and
no,
animals.
no. Malama means helping, like friends and neighbors.
Well,
it can only mean that.
Excuse me. I think you guys are all saying the same thing.
I got it. Malama. M-A-L.
There are many ways to Malama Hawaii. Click on our website at malamahawaii.org and find out how.
The world's oldest ecosystem is here. It provides, protects, and supports thousands of living creatures and shoreline communities around the world. It's our source of food, good surf, and sandy beaches. And now, it needs us.
Today's actions may be tomorrow's regrets. It is everyone's kuleana to preserve our coral reefs for work, for play, and for life. Let's give the reef a break.
I dwell in the realm of Kanaloa. This has been my native home for millions of years, but now my future is in jeopardy. Our kupuna ku'ulakai taught us the skills to be good fishermen, the value of a kapu system, and most importantly, to share. We are one. What happens to me happens to all of us. He Hawaii ka ko. We are Hawaii.
This is our second equipment and maintenance tips segment with Keoki Stender. This time, Keoki points out a couple of things that can save your scuba gear and some of your hard-earned kala, or money.
Hawaii's underwater world is filled with sea creatures that can easily take up a lifetime to appreciate. Scuba diving is one of the best ways to experience the beauty and enjoy the myriad forms of sea life and conditions of our undersea ecosystems. Keoki Stender is a widely respected underwater photographer. You can see the broad scope of his work at marinelifephotography.com, where you'll find an extensive collection of marine life images. Like many experienced scuba divers, Keoki is fully aware that gear maintenance is critical to having safe and incident-free days underwater. Most experienced scuba divers will tell you that a key element for enjoying the underwater world is being able to relax or to be comfortable. It's hard to achieve this state of mind and body if your equipment is badly maintained. It's really a pain and sometimes scary when an old hose or a faulty regulator decides to blow out or stop working at 100 feet.
Here's an old second stage, about 17 years old. As you can see, many of these are made of plastic nowadays. Over time, regulators can develop plastic fatigue and cracks. Here, the inlet fitting is cracked and this can no longer be used. Actually, it's better, instead of trying to find parts to replace it, which could be very expensive, go ahead and take it to your local dive shop and ask for a trade-in. You can get a new regulator for about the price of getting it repaired.
Develop a good maintenance routine and check your gear before you enter the water and again after you get out. Here's a bad habit that makes scuba gear salesmen very happy and will put a big dent in your wallet.
After a day of diving, most of us haven't shown this procedure. There's a better way to do that. This portion of the regulator gets a lot of abuse. And by spraying salt water in this area here after removing it from your tank, you can cause a lot of corrosion on the sealing surface as well as on the filter, causing you to have leaks behind your head while you're diving. This is what happens when you improperly dry your regulator after a dive. Salt water gets onto the filter and inlet area, causing green corrosion and eventual pitting of the sealing surface. You never want any fresh or salt water to enter this hole. It'll cause major damage to the first and second stage as well as your pressure gauge. After removing your regulator from the tank, go ahead and take your finger and plug the opening. Get some fresh water and rinse this area as well as the dust cap. Then towel dry and replace the dust cap. Then go ahead and soak it in fresh water. After a day of diving, manufacturers recommend soaking gear in fresh water for at least 12 hours, but make sure the dust cap is in place.
Mokulele Airlines is Hawaii's favorite airline and most dependable island hopper. Climb aboard. Your adventure begins with Mokulele Airlines. Win free tickets on Mokulele. Text Mokulele to HNN 808 to enter. Mokulele Airlines, the favorite choice to island hop.
Hey! Look over here!
Hey!
Over here!
Woo! Oh, it's looking, it's looking. Take a picture.
Go closer, go closer.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Woo!
Cheese.
We're gonna get another one. Who's gonna post it on Instagram?
Let's ride it. Let's go, baby.
I want to go ride it.
If you don't like it, what makes you think they do? Please keep your distance and respect our marine wildlife.
It's a monk seal! Woo!
Gather food, gather knowledge, gather here. Kahakai Kapolei, a farmers and green market, supports local agriculture by providing access to the area's freshest local produce, meats, and dairy, and making healthy eating affordable by accepting EBT. Kahakai also provides locally made green products, culturally tailored demonstrations, and activities for the kids. Join us at Kahakai Kapolei every Thursday, 3 to 6:30 p.m. Kapolei High School.
Mokulele Airlines is Hawaii's favorite airline and most dependable island hopper. Climb aboard. Your adventure begins with Mokulele Airlines. Win free tickets on Mokulele. Text Mokulele to HNN 808 to enter. Mokulele Airlines, the favorite choice to island hop.
Like many parents in Hawaii, you're probably used to hearing about the poor quality of public education in our state. We'd like to offer one example that just might inject some optimism into this debate.
My favorite part about the monk seals is that we actually get to help something, like do something to help a real life animal, something that's endangered.
I think I like helping to save them. It makes me feel good that we are actually helping to save them before they go extinct.
I told my parents and my friends about it because I thought it was very important to spread the word around so they will not harm the monk seals.
Tracy Foyle's 4th grade class at Kahakai Elementary started an outreach project after a volunteer from the West Hawaii Marine Mammal Response Network gave a presentation on monk seals. After learning about the challenges our seals are facing, the students began sharing the story of Hawaiian monk seals with the world.
They're almost extinct, and I'm trying to help them. By trying to get to the world and telling them not to litter on the beach and not to feed them. Don't go too close to them or pet them.
We're hoping that if we tell 10 people, that those 10 people will also tell their friends and then so on, and we'll keep going.
Monk seals are an endangered population. They need our help. They are a part of our family. They are a Hawaiian cultural animal. They are important to the cultural people.
And I think that I can help by encouraging people to know that monk seals are endangered and we need to help save them.
The parents of these students were some of the first people they outreached to.
I told them that can they help me
can they help me help the monk seals? Like by picking their own trashes. They said like every single Saturday we go to the beach and look for trashes and pick them up.
We just want to get the word out so people can help them, protect them, not throw the trash. Usually, just like other endangered animals, we're trying to protect them.
If we don't do something, they're going to be extinct by the time we grow up.
One of the questions we pose to these students is, how would you feel if monk seals were to go extinct, and the only place you could see one is in a museum or a textbook?
Because it's just that, not besides I'm lazy to talk about the whole history of monk seals, also it's just that I just don't want to, it's so hard to image our children, my Ohana, saying, what's a monk seal? It's hard to imagine that.
Yeah. The mural the students created is an important aspect of this project. There are plans for this mural to travel to different locations around the state where other students and adults can view it and learn about Hawaii's marine mammal, the Hawaiian monk seal.
Having the children realize it is part of a family, then they have an easier way of presenting it to the community, rather than so much data that it might they have a difficult time. And I think in 6 years, these are going to be the movers and shakers of Hawaii. And they will have a mentality of taking care of place. I think the fourth graders are great messengers because they have a sense of integrity, a sense of fairness and justice. And they're children. People love to listen to the children explain why they feel that trash in a bin is very important and how to take care of a place.
Mahalo for investing your time in our show Outside Hawaii. We appreciate your kokua. Many thanks to National Geographic, Cindy Punihaole, Doctors Rachel Sprague and Charles Littman, and also the students at Kahakai Elementary. Mahalo. Ahui ho, malama Hawaii.